Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia lost can be found. Today's video is going to be my summoning session for Gala Alex. I'm posting this a bit out of order because I was so caught up in Vagabond's Pupper that I decided not to release my Gala Alex summoning on that same day, which was the last day of the showcase. So I'd been sitting on this for a while, but as you can see, I'm doing my free tenfold summons, and what do we get on day one but a rainbow sword? So pretty hyped here, thinking that everything is going to be over. Of course, I'm recording my voiceover after the fact with the way that these daily free tenfolds work, but unfortunately the sword was Summer Saliera, so I was pretty broken on the first day, faked out, but you have to imagine that it could be any 5-star sword. Obviously, when Gala Alex is on focus, you hope it's her, but didn't get her on day one. Either way, I was going to continue and do my free summons, so that's kind of going to be what I show off first, and then on the last day, we will get into any proper summoning. For day 2, I just had to include this, and didn't want to cut this out, because I love how when you get a free dragon, a mini dragon, it just says new friend. It's super cute. So this was day 2. I got my mini Zodi. I thought that was an auspicious sign of the summoning to come. And yeah, I mean, Gala Alex is a lot stronger than I think I anticipated in the time that I was doing these free summons. It's hard to gauge with different characters that have these unique mechanics, but frankly, they've just been pushing the amount of damage on the skill modifiers for characters, so I feel like it's a pretty safe bet that when new characters come out, they're not going to be worse than existing characters, or at least substantially worse. Obviously, it's always still worth checking, but yeah, Gala Alex is in a whole nother league. It's a similar level of power creep to when Gala Cleo first came out, but Gala Alex does that to Gala Cleo, which is kind of absurd. So day 2 of the summoning, only 4 stars, but I wanted to hold out and see if that last summon would transform, since I'm not missing any of the 4 stars or 3 stars anymore. It didn't transform, so then I just kind of skipped ahead and went through it like that, and moved on to the next day. But that's one disadvantage, I guess, to the way that these free tenfolds work out, is it's a little harder to capture real-time reaction to everything. But nonetheless, just going to keep plowing through here. And we were hoping to get Gala Alex. I mean, Alex is a character who I don't have a particular affinity for. I know there are a lot of like huge Alex fans, and I like Alex. I think that the Alex-Alisan relationship is pretty interesting, but I've never been a diehard Alex fan. And I think one thing I've noticed the more I've played the game is I'm somebody who tends to get attached to the characters I have early on, and often reuse those characters a lot. So even when I summon new characters, I don't necessarily incorporate them into my teams right away, unless they can make a really big impact. So we got a 5-star on, I guess we're on day 3 now, but it was a 5-star dragon. It ended up being Kagetsuchi. That's like my 3rd unbind on Kagetsuchi. Or I could have had 4 separate ones, but I did decide to go ahead and unbind them. Kind of nice on a backline buff bot and something like the Mercurial Gauntlet. So that's the dragon I use on Emma for my win 60 clear. The next day we got another 5-star, and just one, but this one was a blade, so naturally I was pretty hyped. This could be Tobias. I don't have Tobias. I did pull Hope, but not him. And I don't have Ariel either. And so that was what I was hoping for, but I ended up with Natalie. Still a cool character, but one I already have. So really, we just got Eldwater from the free tenfold summons, pretty much. And I think we're about to hop here to the last day, actually. So let's go ahead and switch to that. Now, when it comes to summoning, the strategy I've always taken is to do 10 singles and then do tenfolds. I saw some really interesting analysis over on Reddit, which I'll link to, which suggested that if you're just focused on targeting the rate up unit, then it actually may be better to do 20 singles and then do 10 folds. So specifically, I think I usually do 20 singles on regular banners and 10 on Gala banners before doing a 10-fold summon. So the thing that was so interesting about this post was it actually advocated not only should you do singles in 20 on Gala and on regular showcases, but you should actually spend Wormite if you can't do those singles naturally through your tickets or spend Diamantium. So it was actually advocating that you always do singles even when you don't have single tickets. Now, I think that was a really interesting theory, especially when it comes to targeting a character specifically. The idea being that if you happen to get it in singles, you save anything else that you would have spent in a 10-fold. Here we got 2 5-stars, and one of them was a staff, and I am missing Jiangxia, so this was a very good circle for me. But the thing that I think a lot of players may not realize is that you also want to consider your expected value in Eldwater when you're summoning, or at least that might be a secondary objective to targeting a focus unit. And so the benefit of doing 10 folds, if you have the resources for 10 folds versus doing 10 singles using Wormite, is that in a 10-fold you always get at least 1 4-star adventurer. And I think over a lot of summons, the difference in expected value in Eldwater, like we got there, a lot of Eldwater, adds up. So I'm still on the camp of 10 singles before a 10-fold on Gala. And so that's pretty much what I plan to do here, but since Gala Alex wasn't a character that I really, really wanted, I was just going to summon until I ran out of vouchers and not really get into my Wormite. At the same time, I had accumulated a lot of single vouchers. I think this was by playing the facility events mainly in the event compendium. Had so many single summon tickets that I really didn't want to sit through and go through all of these. We randomly got a Shinobi, which, you know, now we have a lot of Shinobi. There was a time when I spent like 100,000, not 100,000, like 100 plus summons on a Dragon Special banner just to get one copy of Shinobi in order to max unbind it with Sunlight Stones. But now we are coming up on our 3rd Shinobi that we're starting to unbind, which is pretty crazy. So doing singles, raising our pity rate, and then we're going to probably cap it off with a 10-fold. But yeah, I think it's that balance of, do you really want to focus on getting your target in the minimal possible summons, or do you also care about the expected value of the Eldwater that you're getting as you're pulling? A lot of people do just want to get their target though, so there's a lot of merit to that argument, I think, and it's worth checking out, so I'll definitely link to it. There's also another thing with Gala where the more they've done these platinums, the value on those platinums goes up a lot the more Galas that you skip, because then you're at least guaranteed to get one character, or maybe like all 3 of the characters will be new for you. You're guaranteed that whatever you summon, it'll be new. So Galas are kind of in a weird space where in some ways they're more limited than limited adventurers because it's harder to snipe the Gala unit, and when they're off focus, it's just a crazy low chance that you would happen to get them. On the other hand, if you never pull any Galas, then suddenly just waiting until 3 or 4 Galas down the road, your value proposition is looking a lot better, especially when there's platinums involved. So Galas are kind of weird, but they're always pretty exciting and pretty powerful. And we're getting a 5-star here. This is probably going to be the last summon that we do, because then we just have singles left. And it was a 5-star wand. So I'm pretty sure there's no 5-star wands that I'm missing. It ended up being a Sandra to break our pity rate. So that was pretty much it for my Gala Alex summoning. Didn't get her. Decided I didn't want to spend that many single vouchers going for her. But, surprise, surprise, I found a better use for those single summon vouchers. You can see I'm down to less than 10 there. And Scars of the Syndicate banners came out. And in particular, Scars of the Syndicate Part 2 came out. So one day I was sitting on my couch, decided to go ahead and burn some of those single summon vouchers, and within about 20 vouchers, I actually happened to get Grace. So I got very, very tempted. Obviously, this was not a banner that I should have summoned on, but Grace is an extremely strong value to have on your team if you're somebody who wants to solo or auto content. So I decided to go for it. I got her, still had about 60 vouchers left, and I just started burning them on Scars of the Syndicate Part 1. And, well, eventually I ended up getting Belina. I was hoping I wouldn't have to break into my Wormite, and thankfully I didn't. So still have a lot saved up for Fire Emblem. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope that you got everything you desired on Gala and Scars of the Syndicate. Take care, and I'll see you next time.